wish you were rich, that you had been born rich, then congratulations, because you are rich. Not only are you rich, you always have been rich. You were born rich. You were born and are and have always been rich. Not because I say so, but because you know so. If you're still here and you're thinking, no, I don't know so, then stick around and find out why actually, yes, you do. Still here? Good. You might be wondering, if I really am rich, if I really was born rich, how come I don't know it? Why would I wish I had been born rich if I had in fact been born rich? Why would I wish to be something I already am? That's a really good question. That's the very question I want to ask you, except I already know the answer and you believe that you don't know the answer. Prepare yourself to remember something wonderful, something you once knew but that you chose to bury deep inside. You wish you had been born rich because you wish you had been born rich. Because you wish you had been born rich. Because you wish it. There is no cause but you. You are the cause of the things you wish, the things you desire, the things you think and feel, because you are the wisher. You are the thinker of your thoughts and the feeler of your feelings. You wish you were rich because you wish you were rich. You are the wisher of your wishes. Your wishes do not wish you. You wish what you wish because to do so pleases you. It entertains you in some way. It tickles your fancy. Why else would you wish the things you do? You are the cause of the things you imagine. You wish what you wish because you are a wisher. You wish what you wish because you are free to wish what you choose, to wish whatever pleases you. At this point, somebody always says, no, actually, I wish I were rich because I am not rich, because I don't have money, or at least not enough of it to qualify as being rich. If I were already rich, I wouldn't bother wishing I were rich. And you are absolutely correct. You do not have enough money. It's true, you don't, but it's not for the reason that you think. You don't have enough money, not because you do not have enough money in some universally objective reality, but because you think and feel you do not have enough money, because your perception of reality, more specifically your perception of yourself, is that you do not have enough money. And your perception of reality, your perspective, happens to be entirely subjective. Wishing that you were rich does not mean that you aren't rich. Wishing that you were rich just means that you are wishing that you were rich. Wishing that you were rich does not mean that you don't already have enough money. Feeling like you don't have enough money does not mean there is anything wrong with you either. Feeling like you don't have enough money just means that you are feeling that you don't have enough money. What's more, having money does not make you rich. Being rich allows you to enjoy the money you already have. Most people refuse to acknowledge that they are rich, though, or even that they already have enough money. You are rich, the universe whispers, and on the rare occasion that people hear it, they tend to shout back and double down. No, I'm not. I am not rich, and I have proof that I am poor. I couldn't afford this last Thursday, and I couldn't afford this 5 minutes ago, and I can't afford this right now. There are so many things I simply cannot afford because I do not have the money. If I were rich, I would have the money. I would be able to afford all of those things and more. How dare you lie to me and lull me into a false sense of security? The difference between you and somebody who is rich isn't the amount of money or how much nice stuff you have. The difference between you and somebody who is rich is the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you feel. The difference is on the inside. Rich or poor is an inside job. This doesn't mean that you should just accept your meager lot in life and resign yourself to your current mediocre or even dismal financial circumstances, unless you enjoy feeling sorry for yourself. Of course, you are free to feel sorry for yourself, but you don't have to stay at your own pity party for too long, because wouldn't you rather be rich? By be rich, I'm not just talking about feeling rich. Feeling rich is where it starts, though. Feeling rich is what gets you the money. Getting the money isn't what makes you feel rich. Getting the money only makes you feel rich because you let it. Because you let it. You are the feeler of your feelings. You are the thinker of your thoughts. A wish is a thought. Instead of wishing you were rich, know that you are, that you always have been. Know it to be true because it is true. You were born rich and you are rich. Money doesn't make you rich. Being rich makes you money. One more time. Repeat after me. Being rich makes you money. Being rich gets you the money, and your state of being is entirely within your control. Nobody but you can assume your state of being. Okay, so how do you be rich? Good question. Being is about feeling. You be rich by thinking and feeling the way somebody who is rich thinks and feels. You actually have a lot of things in common with somebody who is rich. It's just that you are choosing to focus on the amount of money and the nice stuff that you have as the thing that distinguishes them from you, the thing that sets them apart from the crowd. Somebody who is rich isn't so different from you. They think many of the thoughts you do. They have their likes and dislikes. The difference is in the thoughts and feelings you have on the subject of money. A rich person spends money with ease. Maybe she pays for a drink at a high-end eatery, and doing so does not cause her any anxiety. It's just a normal, regular experience for her to enjoy a drink at a nice restaurant. She enjoys the ambience of the place. She is relaxed and she has a good time. Whenever she spends money, she does so with the intention of having a good time. A poor person, on the other hand, spends money with great reluctance and trepidation. Maybe she pays for groceries and only takes her pickings from the ugly bin, fruits and vegetables that are marked down and offered at a huge discount because most people don't want them. She regularly thinks thoughts along the lines of, this is all I can afford, this is all I deserve, I have to save, I've already spent too much, I shouldn't have bought this, I should have bought that instead, it was cheaper. Darn it. A poor person is fraught with thoughts of worry and insecurity and rules about what she should and should not do. She feels restricted in her choices. She does not feel free. She has forgotten who she really is, a free being, the thinker of her thoughts and the feeler of her emotions. She is overwhelmed by her own thoughts and feelings instead of being in control of them. As a result, she is unable to fully enjoy her experience of life because her worrisome thoughts dominate her day-to-day experience. And by thinking poor thoughts, she continues to perpetuate the experience of lack of money and not having enough in her so-called physical reality. And she believes that the physical reality she is living, her current financial situation, is what causes her to think and feel poor thoughts when it's the other way around. Thinking and feeling poor thoughts and emotions is what attracts less than satisfying financial circumstances. This is not about blame. This is about reclaiming your power and knowing who you really are. It's about understanding your true self-worth. You are not here to suffer. You can suffer if you choose to, and you don't have to. You are a free being. You might think that sounds ridiculous. Why would anyone voluntarily choose to suffer? The answer is simpler than you might think. It's the same reason why some people choose voluntarily to watch horror movies. They know what they're walking into. They choose it anyway. They enjoy the thrill. Haven't you ever done something naughty simply out of curiosity, out of the desire to know what would happen, even if you knew it might be unpleasant? If you've had enough of the thrill, if you're sick of the drama and you are over all of that, then congratulations. You are free to drop all of it now. Choose and watch a different movie. You are the one who gets to choose. You are the one in control. If you don't like the movie, you can leave at any time. You can walk out of the theater at any time. And that so-called walking out of the theater does not require any action on your part either. All it requires is for you to think different thoughts and feel different emotions. Being rich now simply involves thinking and feeling new thoughts. Thinking rich thoughts and feeling rich emotions, in other words. Thinking and feeling them now and now and now and now and now. The more steadily and consistently you think and feel rich thoughts and emotions over time, the more your so-called 3D reality will align with the reality you have already created in your inner world. What you experience in your outer world, what you think of as your physical reality, the things you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, is nothing more than a reflection of who you are in your being. In other words, your financial situation is no more than a manifestation of how you are feeling inside. Your financial circumstances do not have to affect the way you feel because you are an unconditional spiritual being. They can affect the way you feel if you let them. If you let them, you are the only one who can allow your inner world to be disturbed. Your financial circumstances do not have to affect the way you feel because you are a powerful creator who knows the truth, which is that the way you feel is what affects your financial circumstances, and the way you feel is entirely within your control because you are the thinker of your thoughts and the feeler of your feelings. If I've sold you on that, then you will already know without my having to tell you that you no longer need to ask, how do I get the money? Instead, you will want to know, how can I create the reality I desire? How can I think and feel the way my most affluent, richest self feels? How can I align my thoughts and feelings with the reality in which I do have the money and lots of it? Someone who is rich, someone who has plenty of money, is happy and relaxed. That's how they feel. They feel happy and relaxed. And they think thoughts like, this is awesome. I love this. That looks interesting. And oh, wow, this is fun too. I'm looking forward to that. And oh, that looks like fun as well. In the meantime, I am going to enjoy myself by doing this. Today is a good day. Today is the best day ever. Not that yesterday wasn't pretty good as well, and that tomorrow won't be even better. This is the life. Life is so good. I love my life. This is what I came here for. This is it. Life is good and it gets better and better. The thoughts you think and the emotions that you feel are unconditional because your spirit is an unconditional being. You have a spirit, a soul, because you are creative and imaginative. To be spiritual is to be creative. It's to perceive beyond what is currently already there, to be seen, heard, smelled, tasted, and touched, and to enjoy the process of flowing positive energy unconditionally. That means regardless of the money you currently have. That's the true power of feeling and being rich now. It's also the true power of wishing for things that you do not currently have. The point of wishing for things you do not have is not to curse and lament and despair over what you currently do not have, but to rejoice in the riches that are currently in your imagination and that you are on your way to manifesting in fully realized, physically tangible form. You will have the money because of the way you feel instead of feeling the way you feel because of how much money you have. In fact, the money that you currently do or do not have is also money that you created and manifested by virtue of all of your prior thoughts and feelings. Your current financial circumstances are a manifestation of your past thoughts and emotions. You do not have to blame yourself for not creating more abundantly for yourself. You can blame yourself if you want to, and you don't have to. Blame is just a negative spin on the fact that you are the one in control. You do not have to condemn yourself for being the one in control. You can feel empowered by it. You can be amused by what you have created so far and let it inspire you to create more deliberately, more skillfully, more masterfully. Remember when you were a kid with crayons? You had fun scribbling all over the page. You weren't any good at it, but you thought you were. You loved what you created and you knew what you were creating. It wasn't much to look at to anyone else, but do you remember the way you felt when you scribbled it? That's the way you want to feel about your manifestations. Happy and carefree and clear. What you drew didn't look anything like a car, but you knew that that was what you were drawing. Don't worry about the clumsy things you manifest on your way to mastering the art of thinking and feeling and living your best life. Look at the clumsy way a baby moves as it learns to walk. A baby has no awareness of the fact that it cannot walk properly, and every time it topples over, it just gets right back up and keeps trying. Trying is not even really the right word, though. Try is the wrong word. A baby gets up over and over again as if it has no awareness of the fact that it has toppled over hundreds of times before. Maybe you don't remember learning to walk, but think of anything you were learning to do for the very first time, whether it was riding a bicycle or speaking a foreign language. You may have been clumsy, but when you were practicing, you were not trying, you were doing, you were taking action with a very clear vision in your head about what doing that thing would look and feel like. You were not yet familiar with the feeling of performing that skill with mastery and ease, but you had an idea of what you were reaching for, what you were aiming at, and the idea of it pleased you. You allowed it to please you instead of allowing it to trouble or disappoint you. Your thoughts attract similar thoughts. Once you get into the practice of feeling rich, it gets easier and easier. Feeling and being rich comes naturally to you. You recognize thoughts that do not align with your rich life and let them pass with ease. That means that even if you occasionally think thoughts like, oh, that was too expensive, maybe I shouldn't have spent my money so recklessly, you quickly course correct with thoughts like, so what if I spent more than I expected? Good for me that I happen to be rich. Thank goodness I happen to be rich and have lots of money. If you spend lots of money, it doesn't have to mean that you are bad or inappropriate. All it means is that you spend lots of money and hey, maybe that's because you happen to be rich. They call it the law of attraction and the law of assumption. I also like to think of it as the law of appreciation and the law of association. Your thoughts attract similar thoughts. They are like magnets. Thoughts come to you by association as a result of the thoughts you have already been thinking. Thoughts that are all entirely within your control and which you are free to change at any time. Law of association. Rich thoughts promote more rich thoughts. Thriving promotes thriving. Misery loves company. Birds of a feather flock together. Thoughts are like invitations. If you like them, accept and entertain them. If you don't feel like accepting, then don't entertain the thought. There are plenty of thoughts to choose from. You never have to think an unpleasant thought like that you are poor and don't have enough money. You were born rich. Getting what you want comes naturally to you. You expect to get what you want, not the way a bratty entitled kid throwing a tantrum does, but with the same sense of ease that you have with respect to the air you breathe. You assume that there is always enough and that there is always enough for you specifically. You do not worry about the money you are going to spend for the rest of your life any more than you worry about the air you are going to breathe for the rest of your life. Money comes to you you as effortlessly as you breathe in air, and you let it go just as freely as the air you breathe out. Receiving and spending money feels as natural and pleasant to you as it does to breathe in and breathe out air. You always have enough money. There is always enough. You have everything you need and more. It is safe for you to receive money. It is safe for you to spend money. You are free to enjoy yourself, and you are free to enjoy yourself now. Now you are free in this and every moment, and anything you experience in fully manifested form starts with the way you think and feel, and not the other way around. Thank you for staying with me to the end of the video. I hope you found it helpful in some way, and if you did, please do me a quick favor and hit like, share the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. Have a great day and see you again soon. Bye!